It was a warm summer night with our song playing on the radio.
In those days, nothing was pre-scripted. We picked our own records. Today, the program directors pick the records for you. Everything is very technical and researched. In those days, I played my favorite records, and so did all the other jocks. I started out working midnight to 6. Then I got promoted to 10 to 3 p.m. And then I came up with a crazy idea, and my Arbitron numbers skyrocketed to 24s. Nobody could get a 24 today in any market. It's too late. There are rating services, Arbitron for radio, Nielsen for television. And several years ago, Nielsen bought Arbitron, so they now, the same company, surveys both radio stations and television stations. But back in those days, it was Arbitron, and they would have people fill out diaries as to the radio stations that they listened to. And this gave us rating points. And then the advertising agencies would look at the Arbitrons and decide where they were going to spend their advertising money. So if you had a high rating, you got most of the money. So my show did very, very well selling the clients advertising. In those days, you could do things on the radio that you couldn't do today. So I came up with this crazy idea, a gimmick, and it worked. And the ratings went up, and they moved me to afternoon drive. That's a term we use in radio for jocks who are on the air driving folks home from work from 3 to 7 p.m. It's kind of a great time to be on the radio because you still have your evenings and you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to work to do morning drive.
You had 2 different employment periods there. I believe when you first went on, weren't you Don McCoy's Magical Mystery thing?
Yes. And it didn't really mean anything. And then later, my girlfriend upset me, and I started saying prophetic things on the air like, I am so upset. I think I'm going to give up on girls and move to Florida and hunt alligators. And I think I'll start a woman-hating club. I just, something to say. Well, the phone started ringing, and folks listening to my radio show would say, hey, what a great idea. I'll join your club. I'm upset with my girlfriend too. I said, well, then I got back on the radio and I said, people are calling up, want to join Dirty. I said, I'm going to call myself Dirty Don. Going to have a woman-hating club. Today, they'd laugh you off the street. But back in those days, nobody ever did anything weird like that. And by the time my show was over, all these people had called up and said they wanted to join Dirty Don's woman-hating club and go to Florida with me. So I said, well, maybe I'll have some membership cards printed. Well, when I got off the air, the boss was not very happy. He called me in and read me the riot act and said, what are you doing? Don't do that anymore. Well, by the end of the week, we had gotten so many letters in wanting to join Dirty Don's woman-hating club that he said, well, I don't know what this is all about. I don't get it, but keep doing it. So from that point on, the number of listeners tripled or doubled or whatever it did. And I ended up the number 1 disc jockey between Los Angeles and San Diego in the Inland Empire on Fun 59 KFXM, San Bernardino, Riverside, the Inland Empire.
It was a warm summer night.